Gaming. In today's video, I'm going to be picking up a deck and playing it for the first time. After watching this deck perform incredibly well at LAIC, watching it played live on stream, I knew that I had to try this deck out at least once. So I grabbed the list from LAIC and popped it in the TCG live, and that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be picking up this deck and trying to get a win with it. Hopefully we can, but before we jump into that deck list, don't forget to leave a like, smash the subscribe button, because I really do appreciate every single one of your guys' support. Alright, let's jump in to that deck list. Alrighty guys, and here we are with that deck list, Entei Iron Valiant EX. I'm so pumped to give this deck a try. This deck is going to be fast, it's going to be fun, it's going to be aggressive, and I think this deck is going to be a really big competitor in our format. Just because of its pure raw speed and aggression, you can't beat it sometimes, especially if you have if our opponent has a pretty slow start and we're able to get these Tachyon bits rolling early on, we can just take the KO without ever even do anything else. Tachyon Bits says, once during your turn, when this Pokemon moves from your bench to your active spot, put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. So you can put 2 damage counters on any Pokemon at all, and then you pair that with Yoga Loop, put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. If it's knocked out by this attack, you take another turn after this one. We've seen it in Rapid Box. Sometimes taking that extra turn can just win you the game entirely because you're able to just, well, take another turn. So you pair that with Entei V to kind of be able to deal with our bigger EXs and our VMAXs and stuff going around, and then Radiant Charizard as well as our late game attacker for Combustion Blast for 250 damage. And then to be able to move this Iron Valiant in and out, we are playing 4 Switch Cart, 4 Escape Rope, and 4 Switches, 2 Jet Energies, and 2 Future Booster Energy Capsule. The retreat cost of all the future Pokemon that this card is attached to have no retreat cost at all, 0. It also does 20 more damage, but we're never attacking with Iron Valiant EX because we're only ever using it for its Tachyon Bits ability. Now, we also play 1 copy of Technical Machine De-Evolution. I think this card's insane. For 1 energy, De-Evolution. De-evolve each of your opponent's evolved Pokemon by putting the highest stage evolution on it into your opponent's hand. So, it makes rare candy decks pretty... It puts them in a weird spot, right? Because if you're like rare candy, evolve into your Excalibur. And then you go, okay, well, de-evolution, put it back in your hand. You don't have another rare candy? Well, you better go find one. So you can kind of force them to burn through the rare candies a little bit if they used a lot of them early on in the game. And this just completely houses your Lugia matchup, because if you just go de-evolution, it puts the Arcouts back in their hand and they have no way to put those things back on the bench at all. So for the whole list here, we got 4 Entei V, 4 Iron Valiant EX, 1 Radiant Charizard, 1 Medicham V, 1 Squawkabilly EX, 4 Professor's Research, 3 Colress, 2 Boss, 4 VIP Pass, 4 Switch Cart, 4 Escape Rope, 4 Switch, 3 Nest Ball, 1 Earthen Vessel, 1 Lost Vacuum, 2 Future Booster Energy Capsules, 2 Forest Steel Stone, 1 Bravery Charm, 1 Technical Machine and De-Evolution, 4 Magma Basin, 5 Fire Energies, 2 Double Turbo Energies, and 2 Jet Energies. This list, we're trying to just go fast, we're trying to take KOs early, and we're trying to run away with the game as quickly as we possibly can. And I feel like it's going to play similarly to Miraidon, but also kind of similarly to like Rapid Box. So, I don't know. I'm very interested to see how this list works and how it plays. So, let's jump right into that gameplay. Alrighty guys, and here we are with our gameplay, with our Entei Iron Valiant EX deck. Here with the coin flip, picking tails every single time, and you always win if you pick tails. That's just how it goes. This deck 100% wants to go first. I want to be able to go Tachyon Bits, KO your active, hopefully, before you ever even start playing the game. So we got 3 Iron Valiant EXs and 1 Medicham V, 2 Escape Rope, and 1 Switch. So, there is a chance that we could get this. Depending on what we top deck and what their active Pokemon is to start, there's a chance we can do it. But we'll have to see what happens. Got an Iron Valiant EX in the active here. Not too sure what our opponent's going to be on. I've been playing against a lot of Snorlax Stall on the ranked ladder, but it looks like we're going against some sort of Lost Box deck, and I don't think we can get it this turn, but that's okay. We're going to go Escape Rope into this, Tachyon Bits. Okay, so it does it for you, so put 20 on there. Switch Cart, put this one up here. Oh, I keep clicking on it, but it does it for me. It pulls the ability right up. Switch, put this one up. Tachyon Bits, put 20 on there. And bench a Medicham V, say go. I have Professor's Research in my hand, so I can just discard this and draw 7 cards. So we'll see what our opponents got cooking up here. I was kind of hoping we would have, you know, maybe another Iron Valiant EX in our hand or another Switch effect. If we did, then we would just take the KO on this Comfey and we would win the game right out the start. Which is kind of crazy to think about, truly. Like, if you start with, like, a 60 HP Pokemon in the active, I'd have won that game. Which is insane to think. Alright, so Colress Experiment, they put a Beach Core and a Double Turbo Energy away into the Lost Zone here. Flower selecting, we got a Super Rod. Not too sure what we're playing against. I'm thinking maybe... I don't know about Double Turbo Energy. That's what's throwing me through a loop here, is that DTE. But our opponent's going to go Comfey, Cramorant, and they're going to Switch Cart into that Comfey. And they're able to obviously heal that 30 damage off their Comfey there. Flower selecting. I just want to figure out what Lost Zone deck I'm playing against. I'm not too sure. Alright, what are we putting in here? Another Comfey. So you're at 4. If you have another Switch effect, you can get in that Cramorant and attack with it. Not too sure. We'll see. Jirachi. Okay. That definitely makes it a little tough for us with our Iron Valiant here. But we can always still put them on the active Pokemon, and that's what's nice. So they're going to spin instantly for 110. Alright. And we got Professor's Research in the act. Ooh. I'm definitely going to Switch Cart into this. And then we'll Tachyon Bits, put 20 on the active because, well, Jirachi. So 20 on this, Professor's Research, draw some cards. That Battle VIP Pass would have been really nice. We'll put this here. I'm going to attach this Fire Energy to this Medicham. We'll go Switch into this. Tachyon Bits. Switch Cart into this. Tachyon Bits. I don't know why it's so tiny. And then we're just going to end the turn. Alright, so we got Professor's Research and Colress. I think Professor's Research is obviously going to be the choice we pick next turn. Because we just get to see more cards that way. So we do have a damaged Comfey on their bench. We got a damaged Cramorant here. But they got a Colress. The other tough part is Switch Card makes our matchup... It makes this like matchup pretty tough. Switch Card kind of makes it hard for us. Psychic Energy Raihan. Interesting. Okay, Escape Rope. I will put up this not damaged Iron Valiant EX. I'll make sure as well, when I put the Decklist description below, that it doesn't have, you know, this fancy copy of Iron Valiant EX in it. It has these normal ones in there, just because they're cheaper to buy with the crystals and such. And I know that people prefer to obviously spend the cheaper ones. This is the one I had gotten from typing in Paradox LAIC during that whole weekend there. Alright. Now our flower selecting, put that boss's orders in there. A counter catcher. I don't know. This DTE is what's really throwing me off. I almost want to say, like, part of me almost wants to say, like, Lost Zone Iron Hands, but I feel like that just doesn't make any sense. I don't know. It's hard to say. Alright, hitting us with another Cramorant here. That Magma Basin, so we'll bench that. We'll do a Professor's Research. I cannot find anything. Alright, we'll got this 4 Seal Stone here. Got a DTE, got a Jet. Can we get there? Switch Cart into this. Tachyon Bits. 20. And then Jet Energy up. No, not Jet Energy, sorry. Oh, no, it doesn't have to be Jet Energy, because I can just switch into this one. Tachyon Bits onto this. And then Jet Energy up the Medicham. And then I'm going to Star Alchemy here. I want... check our prizes. See what we're missing. Got a De-Evolution. Okay, got some energies. Got a Bravery Charm. Got a VIP Pass. I think I'm grabbing this Entei. Maybe I don't grab the Entei. Maybe I grab an Escape Rope, maybe? Actually, we'll grab the Nest Ball. And then I'll Nest Ball, bench an Entei. And then I'm going to Yoga Loop. And then we're going to take a KO on this Cramorant. And then take another turn. So, KO the Cramorant. Take a prize. Take another turn. We do find that Lost Vacuum. Maybe I should have grabbed the boss. Because then I could... Well, I would have to draw into a certain amount of things on this, actually, now that I think about it. Can Lost Vacuum pitch that? Trying to think. You know what I'll do? I'll Lost Vacuum away my Battle VIP Pass. Bump my Forest Seal Stone, because I already used it. And my thought process is, if they Iono me at some point in time, I don't want the VIP Pass back in the deck because it's a dead card. That was my thought process. I don't really know what our opponent's cooking in here, so I could have held the Lost Vacuum, but I don't know. I also don't care about these DTEs that much right now, so we're just going to Professor's Research both of these away, get some more cards, get that De-Evolution, get another Forest Seal Stone. Alright, we'll attach the Fire Energy to Entei, and then I will... I can't Yoga Loop, I can Retreat. I don't know if I want to do that either. And De-Evolution doesn't really do me any good. Just pass. I'm just going to attach this Forest Seal Stone to an Iron Valiant. It doesn't really matter. I just don't need it in my hand. I don't want it in my hand. I could retreat out of the Entei, draw a card, or I could retreat into the Iron Valiant and ping something, or just pass. I think I'm just going to pass. I feel like retreating is not going to be a super ideal option. Let's check our switch effects and what we've burned through here. So we've burned through all 4 switch cards, 3 of our switches, and 1 escape rope. So we have 3 escape rope, 1 switch left, and we do have 1 jet energy left as well. They got a Mirage Gate. So let's look at our playing against Lost Zone Radiant Charizard. So we're able to power up that Radiant Charizard here pretty soon. Our flower selecting. I'm going to put away Colress. Colress' Experiment. Nice. Alright, so they're at 10. Got the counter catcher in there, which I like to see. Got a boss in there. Kind of bummed that the beach court's in there, but it makes sense because they don't want to have me like free retreating and such. Or retreating for less, at least. Okay. We have 11 cards in our hand, so our hand's pretty big. The other thing that's kind of interesting about this Entei Iron Valiant list, there's no hand disruption at all. So our opponent just has free reign of what's ever going on, which is kind of insane to think about. We'll put up our Iron Valiant EX here. And the reason is because I have this Colress in my hand. So I can Colress, look at a bunch of cards, and hopefully find a switch effect to get into an Iron Valiant and keep that combo going, or into an Entei and just take some KOs with that as well. So we'll see. Because I only need to switch into 3 Iron Valiants and then KO with Yoga Loop and then take another turn. So we'll see. I'm going to Colress. I'm going to grab this, this, and this. Because the other 2 cards are dead at this point in the game. So we get a Fire Energy on this Entei. We get an Escape Rope. Depending on what they put up. If they put up the Radiant Charizard. Okay, I was like, if they put up the Radiant Charizard, then I would have put up the Entei and just attacked with that. But we will put 20 on this Comfey here. And then I'll Escape Rope again. Chances are they're going to put up the other Comfey. If they put up the Radiant Charizard, then that's awesome, but they don't. So we will put up our Entei V. I will Fleetfoot. Boss's Orders. And then we'll Burning Rondo for the KO here. I was kind of hoping we could draw into like a Bravery Charm or something would be really good. But we didn't. We do find our second Entei V, which would be really nice because I think either this Entei V is going to get KO'd here soon or one of our Iron Valiants will be. So we got 4 things in the Lost Zone. Our opponent's got a 12. Got the De-Evolution. What else have we got? They've used a lot of Colresses. Yeah, they don't have any of those left. I just don't know if they're trying to like dig for a Sableye at this point, or if you're trying to like maybe find a counter catcher or a boss. All right, there's that Sableye. You have the Psychic Energy, or maybe a Mirage Gate potentially. If you have Mirage Gate, then Raihan, that'll do it. Interesting you put it on the Radiant Charizard, though. I mean, I guess you just find Mirage Gate, and then you can grab 2 different kinds of energy, put it on the Sableye, put it on the Radiant Charizard, able to attack with both this turn. That's my thought process. Ooh, get a Cram. Okay. Escape Rope. You can have this Iron Valiant. Did you just spit instantly again? Counter catcher. Ooh, very smart. Cleansing Gloves. Yeah. Does 30 more damage to your opponent's psychic Pokemon. That'll KO. Nicely done. That's perfect right at 220. That's kind of crazy. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Party wants to put up the Tachyon. No, I'll put up this. Another Entei. Man, I don't need that right now. Well, Nest Ball. I will bench my other Entei. I'll Fleet Foot. We'll draw a card. Hit a Magma Basin. I feel like this de-evolution is not going to matter at all. And I don't want it to get Iono'd back in my hand, so I'm just going to attach it to this. I know it's going to go away, but I don't want to deal with it at all. I kind of want to boss KO this Radiant Charizard. I think that might be the move. So I think I'm going to boss up this Radiant Charizard. We'll take the KO on the Radiant Charizard. I just don't want to have to deal with Radiant Charizard taking KOs right now. So my thought process is, well, you can cleanse Cramorant KO my damaged Iron Valiant EX, but it forces you to have Counter Catcher, or it forces you to have Boss. That's my thought process, and if you do, then I can just KO back with an Iron or with an Entei V. Super Rod, they're going to be able to get that Radiant Charizard back, unfortunately, though. But they should only play 2 Super Rods, and they have 1 in that Lost Zone, and then, so they have the other one there. My hope was that it had in the prizes, so we put it back a Comfey, a Psychic Energy, and that Radiant Charizard. So Nest Ball, bench that Radiant Charizard. How many more, ooh, yes, use that Magma Base. That's pretty smart. How many Mirage Gates do you have? So you've used 1. Do you have any in the Lost Zone? You have none in the Lost Zone. Oh my goodness. That's not good. Okay, they're definitely going to be able to KO with this Radiant Charizard this turn, I think. Switch Cart into the Radiant Charizard. Nice. Pretty good. And you have Roxanne. That's insane. Yep. Okay, so I do get a Fire Energy. It's pretty good. Once the player's turn to a benched. Okay, so I can put up this Medicham and then retreat out of it. Put up the Entei, tech with Entei. Is my thought process. So we'll put up this. And then I'm going to Magma Basin. Put the Fire Energy on this. Takes 20. We'll attach the Fire Energy here. Bench the Radiant Charizard. Rip this Colress. I'm going to get this. We'll grab... I'll just grab 1 of each. And we'll put this Future Energy Booster Capsule on this guy. And then I'm going to retreat out of this. Into my Entei. Fleetfoot. Draw 1 card. Another one. Nice. Put that on there. And we'll Burning Rondo for the KO. Put us at a nice 2-2 split. The only hope is that our opponent doesn't have Boss in their hand. Because if they have Boss, they can just Boss KO the damaged Iron Valiant EX. But they put up that Comfey, which means in my head that they don't have the Boss's orders. So they're trying to hopefully dig for that Boss. Maybe we'll get lucky and they put it in here. Okay, so they put the Boss in here. So they have... Unless they play 2 Boss's orders, we might be okay. We'll have to see. because Counter Catcher won't work. So grab that Clara, grab that Radiant Charizard again, bench it, attach an energy. Do you have a switch effect? Hopefully you don't. And you do. Unfortunate. Our opponent being able to just come back with the game, Combustion Blast, take the KO on our Entei V for the game. Unfortunate for us. But man, this deck is fun. This deck is fun. Being able to just swap all these things in and out and taking KOs with Tachyon, you know, taking damage and put damage stuff with Tachyon bits feels really fun. I like it. This was a fun deck. I enjoyed this a lot. Alrighty, guys. Unfortunately, we couldn't pick up the W with this Entei V Iron Valiant deck, but I had fun, and that's the most important thing. So let's jump in to that outro. Alrighty, guys. That deck was so much fun to play. I loved being able to just swap Iron Valiant in and out of our active position and being able to use the Tachyon Bits ability multiple times. We were able to pull off a Yoga Loop turn on that Cramorant, which was pretty awesome, but we could not pick up the W, unfortunately. However, I had tons of fun. I'll make sure to put the deck description below as well, so if you guys want to try this deck out for yourself, you 100% can. If you haven't yet, don't forget to leave a like, smash the subscribe button, because I really do appreciate every single one of your guys' support. I'll see you in the next one. Peace!